Hey YouTubers, welcome back to the SSK show. My name is Smitty Sebastian Kirk,
And I'm Misha C.
and we got a few topics we want to talk about today about the things that happened in September. The first one, real quick, Aretha Franklin passing, on Riri, her 8 hour funeral. I had the opportunity to go, and they had little beds in the back, so you can go to sleep and stuff. Actually, I took a nap, like a 4 hour nap, woke back up and joined the choir and just went right back into it and everything else. And I think Ariana Grande was singing at that time, because it was a hot mess. And then that's when she got groped, by the preacher. No, I didn't go, but I told people at work I was going to her funeral. And I was right after work. Like,
He was
on Riri, But honestly, that I have to be honest. That funeral was ridiculous. How long it was?
Right, 'cause
8 hours. That's a work day.
and it was in the morning, and it was on, and then later that.
Right.
I'm like, are you still watching?
I did take a nap, slept, woke back up. The
It
TV
was
was still on. I was like, no, this has to be something else. What happened to McCain? You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
she did that one.
And her
It went down in
change of
history.
clothing.
I don't know. All that money wasted to change her goddamn clothing for the viewing. She had two viewings at it was at like an African American history wax museum, I heard, in Detroit. And they changed her outfit twice. She had the first one was the red, then the second one was the gold that I think she did have on the actual funeral. I don't know if she got up at the middle of the night when it was closed and changed it herself or what. I'm like, you know how hard that is to change it? Because they have to hoist the body up. They have to put these like straps underneath and take the body up to dress it, and it's just so much work they would have to do it. I'm shocked to see, but she had the money. Yeah, I would have loved to have been that funeral home director at that time.
Right.
But
they were paid. They got paid pretty.
Very
big
time, big time. Riri.
Oh.
The next is what happened is Bill Cosby.
Yes.
I just can't believe he got sentenced to 3 to 10 years, which
yes.
he won't do.
I honestly, I
here
think
we go. Here we go.
I'm not. People are really.
He's 81.
I don't give a hell.
He's blind.
I don't. I'm sure he's not completely blind. You did the crime, you will do the time. And 3 to 10 years is not a lot of time. He's not going to do the full 10. Everybody pretty much knows. He's not going to do 10 years. Hopefully, though, the poor man does not die in jail.
This is death sentence. I just read that somewhere else.
I don't feel sorry for him.
At all.
Not even a little bit.
Don't get me wrong. I don't condone what he have done. I think it was a terrible act for drugging people up.
So why do you feel bad that he's going to jail?
No. I think he should pay. I think he should pay a nice little hefty crime. Price for the crime. But I think that jail, just being in a jail cell
because
of his
old?
age. Yeah, I do.
Okay,
house arrest. The jail cell is going to be plushed anyway.
Yeah, he's going to be just fine.
Yeah.
You know what? And you should have thought about it before you were drugging all those women for that many years.
I don't know why he had to do that. He's Bill Cosby.
He didn't.
It wasn't like he was like banging some fine or something like that. But I'm just saying,
people who do that, they're sick in the head. So
I think it was a power trip.
Well, he was on a power trip because we heard different. I'm not sure if you heard different stories that he talked to people in a way like that, kind of to put them down, and like he was, he was the man. Yes, yeah,
like
he
was
Oprah. Better than them.
Like he's Oprah.
And back then he was up there. So as they keep saying, America's dad or America's favorite dad or something.
He's American Dad.
Yes. So that title now has been ripped from you.
He's still American Dad.
I still watch the Cosby Show.
Oh, you're going to be watching on Netflix. You'll be downloading it, or you'll buy the box set.
I was watching it until they pulled it.
That's why Jeffrey was at Trader Joe's, because he don't get the royalties from it anymore. Is because it just cut off.
Right. Because I was watching
they
it.
Pulled it. Then they put it back
shows.
on BET.
Yes. Yep.
And I pulled it again. But but they didn't pull my versions because I still got all mine downloaded. In my computer, meanwhile, I just see a skull.
I'm sure you can find it somewhere, but it's very sad what he did, and it took a long time for that all to come out. Although the woman who
I think, like I was telling someone at work, and I'm just being very honest. And here, this
She
is
looked a
our
lot better
topic
back in
is
the
being
day.
our topic
We,
is about being judgmental,
right.
and this is part of it. That woman, I know why she did foul. I know why she was so hardcore like that because she ain't want no man.
No.
She was probably still searching for her sexuality, her identity, and here you come confusing her ass when she already knew I don't want what you
The
got.
only thing in it is, I guess.
And now in
Wait.
2018, she full throttle.
Did you see whenever the charges were first filed? Did you see her? Did you
Still
say
curly hair.
she looked? No, it's still curly, but it's a lot tamer now. But I'm like,
Yeah, it
who is
was
this
real
man?
wild, right? Exactly.
Who is this
I'm
tall,
going
skinny
on a
man?
manhunt, turning it around.
So yeah, it's
It's a hot mess.
yeah, it's
She looked a hot
terrible.
mess, and no, just being real.
That is true. That's so
She looked
true.
a hot mess. When I saw her, then she all big back. So no, she wasn't big enough, but she's all
She just
linebacker,
was,
like
yeah.
hut one, hut two. You know, like whoa. No, actually, she looked like a basketball player.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
what she
yeah.
looked
She
like.
wasn't. Yeah, she was a tall, lanky woman, but
Yeah,
she was
she's like a
more
basketball player.
manly looking.
Yeah,
And,
very.
But I saw pictures of her when she was younger, and
And
so she was more. She
more
looked
softer?
more feminine. More feminine. Yes.
Okay,
Definitely.
okay.
So.
Like I said, still searching for the identity, and she
But
found it.
You know what? I wonder why Camille was by his side the whole time. You know, she wasn't there for his sentence.
She sure wasn't.
Why?
She was getting her nails done.
She was.
Only because no, she was getting her nails done because this particular person said that she's a traveling nails person, and she was in town, so Camille didn't want to miss it.
She didn't want to miss it.
No.
No, she was getting ready to throw a party because he's gone. Woohoo! He is out of here.
If she's smart, she better go ahead and get that account locked up. I'm sure she has power to everything anyway.
She's
So
gonna
she's
party
paid.
her behind off.
Okay, I should go in and say, hashtag me us too.
And where were his kids? Nobody would. I didn't. Did you see anyone? I didn't.
No,
see her.
come to think of it, why his children wasn't there?
Children?
Maybe they knew about it when the act was taking place. You're wrong,
They
and
had
just walked out.
enough of standing by his side.
Mm.
They took all that they could take.
So ladies out there, watch out for these men slipping you a bill pill, cause that's exactly what it is,
Right,
a bill pill,
a
a bill pill. Ain't no more Mickeys. They're called bill pills.
Right.
Right. No more Mickey. Just swipe up.
Oh,
All right. Well, our topic is about being judgmental, and of course, Mr. C is always going to get the definition of it. When I'm like, everybody that was judgmental is
we
'cause-
do know, but I'm going to get the actual definition.
Okay.
It's having or displaying an excessive critical point of view. So we want to talk about being judgmental, which we will use ourselves. Of course, we always have to use, how we feel about it.
Right.
But also in just looking at people in general and being judgmental. So do you want to start? Yes, no? Do you want me to go on?
Man, keep going.
Okay. So, yeah.
Like last
Hold
time,
on,
remember I walked out the show? I walk out this one.
Hold on.
Don't
wait.
try me. Say
Wait.
that.
So I do have a couple of things.
Say
So they say that judgmental people have 3 common traits. One, they are overly critical. They show no respect for the person that they are critical of. And they justify what they say because they believe it is true. So I think that actually there are degrees of being judgmental.
There is
Because
degrees. I was just thinking that's
right.
not.
That's not for everyone. This
No.
is like the going all the way to the far
The
right.
extreme.
So
Yeah.
we're going to talk about different levels of being
of it.
judgmental. So I believe that many people, maybe not everyone, but there are a great percentage of people who are judgmental. I mean, we may look at somebody and say, "Ooh, look at her hair. Why did she comb it? Or why does she have that weave in there? Why is it blue purple? Why is it why is that
those contacts?
anything
Anything that we see,
clothing,
the
how big or
external.
small
Yeah.
a person is, how they're built,
Yes.
how we, if we see someone who we think that they don't keep a clean house, we say, they look dirty or unclean, or what were you going to say?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but that's go to the extreme. When people,
Yes.
now, everyone judges people instantaneously. You just automatically do that. When you see somebody, you're thinking, hey, oh, they're not this, they're not that. But you keep moving. You don't, to me, you shouldn't hold that against them until you really get to know
Right.
the person. But a lot of people do.
They do. Yes.
going to the extreme is like overboard with it. Just constantly, especially if you're judging them from, okay, you see somebody and you just constantly just keep at them and keep talking stuff and, oh, they this and this and that, and you really don't have the facts.
Yes, you don't know
I
them.
think that's just way
Right.
too much.
That's true.
And then, like, a friend of mine, well, go ahead, go ahead. I'll go
Well,
into
I was
that.
gonna say even with putting someone down, you know, and because you think that a person is a certain way, and you
Like
don't know
whore.
them, yeah, right, that they are,
No, I'm
yeah,
being very honest
right, that
because
you
we'll see
think that
somebody
they,
who's like,
right, or if someone speaks a certain way, you're like, oh, they're ghetto, or
yeah.
they're poor, or
And
whatever,
I have to
trash
say
and
that because
things.
soon you start speaking Ebonics or broken English and all that other stuff. Yes, I automatically judge you like, and I'm like, and I automatically think that's your upbringing, and I
Right.
don't know. That's judging you. That could be your upbringing. Could have been your both of your parents. Your mother could have been an English teacher. Your father is a professor. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying?
But that person chose to,
Chose to be
yeah,
to the left when it comes to education
right.
and speaking correct English and grammar. So we automatically just judge them on that part without
Yep.
knowing their background and history. And I think that's where we all fall
And
short.
that's what I said. Almost every one of us,
Yeah, we
and if
do.
not all, we all immediately will judge someone in different areas. Like as you said, I do that too with speaking proper English or the inflections on someone's voice, or sometimes people from down south, in the way that they speak, a lot of times will
Oh, come on, y'all.
sound
Let me
a little
in,
bit
y'all.
uneducated,
That's
which
Paula
is, I'm
D.
sure, not true. And in us doing this show, I'm going to really start thinking about these things because it's something that I should watch and maybe not do. But my judging is a lot of times within my own head, or not necessarily that I don't want to know that person, or that if I really talk to them, I would never be mean to them. But I'm thinking immediately when I hear them, or sometimes when if I see someone acting a certain way, I may think that they are a certain type of person.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, we all do, but it's just like, do you dissect it?
Right.
Do you keep going on and on? Now, being judgmental with about someone, but not expressing it to everyone around you is different. When you start expressing it to everyone around you, you have to go back in your own mind and realize. I mean, just think, why am I being so harsh on this person who I do not know? Where did it manifest from? Is it something from my childhood? Is it something from my upbringing? Why I'm so critical on everybody around me? Do I feel that way that I'm projecting on someone else?
Or was it maybe in someone's household where they made to feel a certain way, like you can't speak this way, you can't act this way. So when someone else does it, it brings that, maybe those feelings back up where you are judging them because
Right,
you were
'cause you were
judged
judged the
by
same way,
maybe
right.
your parents,
Parents
or
or
someone in your
siblings,
house.
anybody.
Right?
Yeah, a teacher, anybody. So it has different avenues, and I wish Amnesia was here because, she's a psychology major, and this was her thing when I was
Right.
talking to her about it. She told me to call her, but
She's busy, right?
she's at a concert.
Yeah, right.
So
That's
I'm
what I
like,
was
how am
gonna
I
say. She
calling
said
you
she
at
is
a
busy.
concert? So
Yeah, her actual point of view, and probably in her, her learning and
Yes.
and her working with people like every single day in that field would have definitely been good for
Right.
the show. So we'll do something else where we
I
can
mean,
include her.
don't get me wrong. I look at people a certain way, but I still try to treat them with the
Respect.
utmost respect and dignity.
Right.
I do.
Right.
Until you give me
A
reason not to. Then I'm like, you ghetto,
Because
smile, bitch,
I was just thinking, in catching, I've had to catch the bus, different times, and a lot of the
Yeah,
teenagers
we
get
always talk
on
about that.
the bus.
It's always a public
So
shit.
as soon as I see them, I'm always like, please, in my mind, please don't act this way. And honestly,
A lot of
almost
times.
every single time that they start to speak, or the way that they're acting, to me is very disrespectful. They're what they're saying are cursing. They're saying things
They
that
have no
should
respect,
not be said
yeah.
around. It shouldn't be said at all.
So
by
yeah,
teenagers,
we'll
but
just automatically judge
Yes.
them and don't know where this is coming from. But I'm gonna use me as an example. In my household, with my mom and my father. I mean, my mom and my father, my mother and my father. My father was the main source of income, because my mother was a housewife, so my father took care of everything. My father also was the king of the hassle. Don't give me no. I'm the king of the castle. Don't give me no hassle type of person. And far as the child in the household, I could not speak out on a lot of things because automatically I didn't have a voice.
Right.
Oh, you're the child. This is what we said. We don't want to hear it. Stifle it. And I'm like, really?
Right.
So as I gotten older, it manifests itself to the point that I'm going to verbally lash out. And I used to do that with the teachers because I couldn't do it at home. So I'm going to get this bitch out at
You know
school. You know what I'm saying? You want some of this?
You want a
You
piece
know,
of me?
yes. You want a piece of me? No, you, Miss Chambers.
You know what?
She probably dead as hell anyway,
Oh.
so it don't matter.
You know
That was
what?
like fourth grade, and she was like, no, she was kind of young, but she
See?
might be still alive. She don't know I don't even remember her first name, Barbara, but I'm just saying. It's like, no. No, but, so that's where I get all that. And I guess somebody will see me doing that, was thinking my upbringing was wrong. They're judging me on that, and it doesn't know
wasn't
why
that.
I'm doing it. So we
Right.
don't know why a lot of these kids are doing
That's
this.
so true.
But we do judge them on
Right.
that.
Right.
So we have to go to the root of the problem,
Yes.
not the situation.
And I think when you are the extremist with judging, then that ends up becoming, you become a bully. Because
Right.
you have to think about it. If you're judging someone in that way and it's outwardly judging, so a lot of people don't hold it in. Like we may see someone, but within ourselves we're like, oh, what the heck? But a lot of people
I do it in
are
men like, oh my
talking
God,
about
that looks
someone else,
horrible.
which is being a bully.
Right.
So you don't want to be that type of person. So with us actually doing this show, I think it will help us and maybe others in thinking about, are you a judgmental person? And if you are, a lot of times it's
What the
just
extreme of of judgment are you doing?
exactly, because
Yes.
I think that it is very, I mean, it's a shame that it is, but it's a natural reaction to judge someone just by how either they look or how they sound or, their actions. But what degree are you taking?
But I don't think, honest for me, I don't think we should judge something that a person cannot change. We're not talking
Right.
about the clothes and stuff. I'm talking about the looks. I'm talking about a birth
Right, and you're
defect.
right, and no.
We shouldn't just automatically, oh my God.
No, and
You know.
we shouldn't. And I see stories and different things on the internet where people have been judged because of how they look, because they have a birth defect, or because they have something wrong with them. That definitely is not right. So
That's
it's just
something they
things that
cannot
they
help,
can't.
you
Now,
know.
there are things where people can help, like of course.
Your exterior, like your appearance, because there's some people that will come out with their hair looking hot.
Hot mess.
And just be out, just out and about, and I'm like, oh my God, are you serious?
See, and we
Or their
talked
clothes
about that
looking all
before,
nasty.
right?
Yeah,
When you leave the house, you need to be camera ready.
camera ready. That's right. News ready.
Yes.
Right, and a lot of people do
They
not do it.
They don't. It seems like.
I mean, I think you should. I mean, that goes with just being a grown up. That goes with being
And
having
respect
class
for
and
yourself.
respect for yourself,
Right.
and that goes back to our ratchet and
Yes,
classy,
exactly.
a
Exactly.
segment that we had before, and some
Sure.
people just don't care. Some
No.
people do not care, and that's okay if you don't care. But my main thing is that then do you.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to in my mind think something. I
something.
sure will. But it just goes
Yes.
along. Yeah.
Definitely.
But my main thing is that okay, we are all judgmental to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to know the degree that you're giving, is it harming? I mean, is it helpful or is it harming to others? And are you expressing it with a lot of people around you to hear? Because everybody don't want to
That's-
hear
and they
you
don't need
being
to
judging
hear it.
other
Right.
people because it makes them feel uncomfortable.
Exactly. The other thing too is just the last one from the three that I was reading. People justify what they say because they believe it is true. So in that's like the extremist is that you believe something is true, so you're judging that person, but it doesn't make it necessarily true. Just because you may believe something doesn't mean it's always true. So you can't judge someone just upon what you believe.
Right.
Everyone is not right. I think that everyone, they are themselves. You should be your true individual self. You should live in your truth, and you shouldn't be judged for that. So if you want to be this wild, crazy person with, now I'm going back to Aja, big hair, you're a big girl. She was judged. My daughter was judged because she was a plus size
Right.
female,
So they didn't get to
and didn't
see
even get
nothing
to
else.
know her.
They
And they
didn't get
just
to know
saw
how
that
the beauty
outside.
inside. That's
Right.
wrong. Because
Right.
if you would sit and talk, we'll use your daughter, sit and talk with her and realize that, oh, she has some sense to herself.
Right.
Oh, she's very sweet and nice. Oh, she's a beautiful girl. Oh, she has talent.
Yes.
You would never do that. You just automatically
Just,
look like, oh, she's a plus size girl.
People judge people who are bigger, thinking
Yeah.
that they're just they're nasty. They're
Right.
just, no, it's nothing like that. But of course, my daughter was but wonderful, beautiful. But I do want to just say something that I just saw yesterday on the internet. There is a model who was in Rihanna's show. Did you see her?
Rihanna's
She was
show.
in her Fenty. Rihanna has Fenty, a clothing like it's like lingerie, and it's.
Is that the model who
She was
she's a plus
pregnant.
size?
No,
Oh, no,
she was
no.
pregnant,
This is
and I
somebody
cannot
else.
think of her name, but she was pregnant, and she was modeling. Well, she went into labor right afterwards, but it's only been 2 weeks, I believe, and she's down to her normal size, and she's a very small woman. She has, I think she's light skinned, but she has a gap in between her teeth, and I read on online so many people degrading her, saying that she's from Africa, she needs to go back with the monkeys, and she's so ugly, and this and that. And it's just the thing is, why do you have to express yourself that way? I know everybody should be able to express themselves, but that's so negative. And just because your form of beauty isn't how she looks, doesn't mean that you're right in what you're saying. And it was very mean. Those comments were horrible. And this woman is making a living, obviously, from being a model, because that is her profession. Somebody likes the way she looks. Just because you don't doesn't mean that you should degrade her in that way. And those comments were
Of
terrible.
course. I mean, people would, especially with social media, it's the outlet for people who has been bullied, who has been judged yourself, to lash out to other people to make yourself feel good
Right.
within
Right.
herself. And even now with this whole Trump era, that everybody's just being just so racist and so nasty, so judgmental about anything. It's like America has no filter. Before, America used to have filter and respect. It's like we have none of that now.
Right.
So we're just saying any old thing. For instance, the whole thing with Roseanne Barr when she made that
Right.
comment. Everybody just putting everything out there like this is that as a joke. I'll just say I'm saying what I want to say. No, you can't. Some stuff you need to either write down on a piece of paper and put that in a drawer, or you talk among yourself, or a small group of people. You don't have to express it to the world.
You're right.
You know?
Exactly. And her name, and just because I wanted to say her name, is
Okay.
Slick Woods. But as you see, this is her. This is how she
Okay.
modeled. But right after this show,
They talk shit.
Yeah, but she gave birth. But I mean, this form of beauty is what was wanted, and what she's actually making money.
Well, you know what? And that's why
modeling.
she's making money, and half of the
Yes.
people who are complaining and talking stuff
That's
don't
what
have
I was
it.
thinking.
Yeah.
Is that let this woman make
People
her
judge
living.
us.
They do.
Especially when we're out, especially in school,
Yes.
thinking, this and that, or y'all think you did. No, we're just us.
Exactly.
Talk to us, watch the show, you'll see our personality, stuff like that. You won't think the same way
Right.
that you did at the beginning afterwards.
Well, remember, people who did not want to get to know me because they saw me as being really quiet and thought that I was just so boring, and I was not their cup of tea.
Right, or a bowl of cherries.
I'm sorry, bowl of cherries.
Yeah.
How have things changed?
Well, I used to tell people all the time. Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
You know what?
The kid Misha is totally different from the adult Misha. When we was in high school and stuff, no, to me, we always had fun.
We did have fun.
Yeah, but to some,
But Well, when
I
you
guess
saw me in school, you
they-
wouldn't. I
they,
didn't. I
no, you weren't loud. You,
no,
I was loud in
I
the halls.
wasn't.
Do you
I
remember
was
me
very
yelling down the
quiet.
halls and stuff?
I was very quiet. But the thing is, people did not try to get to know me because they
Right.
thought maybe I was stuck up. I thought
Yeah,
I was
that's
better.
what it
I
was. They stuck
never was stuck up. I never thought I was better than anyone. I was very shy. But
See, they didn't know that.
no, and I mean, I did, well, because I didn't start out at Alderdice. I started out at a different school, so I didn't get to come in, knowing people. I didn't, it's just because of where I was from. So I didn't know a lot of people, and I was shy.
Well,
So,
you came in half the school year nice. Come on, let's.
okay, but if I'd have started at
But
the very
you
beginning of the school
graduated
year,
from there.
maybe.
You say
No,
they
I'm
say
saying-
you need to light up on it. Get up, say don't you don't have to
I swear to goodness, I'm about to slap you.
with the pole. Get that pole in her ass.
Anyway, I was into my academics, okay, but
Yeah.
I was fun.
No,
I just
we
wasn't
had fun.
No, this is the thing. There were a lot of girls in school, loud and obnoxious, and just was doing the crazy stuff. But those were the ones that people thought were more popular. I
Popular
guess the
and more
fun
whorish.
girls.
More whorish.
Yes,
Be real.
the fun girls.
So a lot of guys was like, she's too stuck and she won't give it up. You shouldn't be giving it up in high
Right,
school.
Exactly.
I don't think so. Well,
Right.
I didn't, but I'm just saying.
Yes. So just in another way of being judged, and I know we do that as kids and teenagers, but the thing is that once a person gets to know you, then they see that
They see
you really
totally
do have
different.
things in common. You
Well,
can have
a
fun.
lot of people in school used to judge me because they used to think I was mean. They said I was walking around with a mean look on my
Okay.
face. Well, that was my
But you-
defense mechanism because I didn't want you saying nothing to me.
Right.
And I wasn't. I don't think I was. I was a little shy, more shy than I am now. I'm
Well,
not.
yeah, you were more shy
More
then.
reserved now, but now free birth thing. I'm cool. I'm just floating. I'm good. I'm me, and I don't care. You can think whatever you want of me. I'm still going to keep living. I'm going to still keep doing what I'm going to do. I'm still going to be me.
And that's
No
what
weapon
everybody should
formed
do.
against me shall prosper. So I don't care. Say what you got to say.
And that's how people should live for them, not for anyone else. And
Right.
it's very hard when you are young, as a kid or even as a teenager. It's hard to really know those things because you want to fit in. You want to be liked by people. Like I wanted to be liked because I knew I was a good person. I was a very nice person. I had a great personality. I would do anything for my friends and family. And it was hard when people judged me, for
Right.
something I wasn't. So now, of course,
As
I
an
don't
adult,
give a
you're like,
care
that's
about-
on you.
Right.
Because half of those people, you look at them like, right. And here we go
exactly.
judging. But I'm just speaking truth. You see them all busted up.
Yes.
The ones in school,
Exactly.
who's the
What-
popular ones?
I just was looking at a couple people and I was like, oh, I thought they were so fine. Oh,
And you see them now just walkers, canes. You know,
teeth. Oh, yeah.
or just blown their faces out the hair and stuff like that. Then the ones who was the ugly duckling,
Yep. Look at how they turned out.
beautiful,
To
they're
be.
like swans now.
Yes.
So
yes.
it reverses itself.
It
So,
does,
so we'll
definitely.
swift kicking ass.
Yep.
But I know. So we're just gonna. But we just want to
Yes.
point out a couple of views, couple point of views about being judgmental, and hopefully this will help you to not be so judgmental towards people until you get to really know them.
Yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We all look at the outside and judge in a minute, but get to know who the person is for real, who they are.
On the inside,
Then
definitely.
you can judge. If they still that asshole, they still ratchet. You say, no, that bitch is ratchet.
Right.
And you just say, that she's no lady. So, or he's not a gentleman. He's an asshole. And be real about it.
That's true. That is
But
so
let the
true.
world know you're an asshole. So, but once again, Tiana Taylor has a CD out that's a good
Yes.
CD, and I forgot it's called TSA. So no, that's the
Oh.
that's the security at the mall. I mean, at security at the
airport.
airport. No, it's called something. I don't remember what the thing. But Tiana Taylor had a new CD that just came out. It came out like I think a few months ago, and it's really good. But I just want to mention that real quick. But once again, my name is Smitty Sebastian Kirk, always in the works.
Now, Misha C, all about me.
And for that note, we'll see you next time. And do not be judgmental,
Thank you.
right?
Right.
So no, all right.